guys, so today I have an interesting one. It is going to be kind of like a review-ish. It's not a standard review of my Trak Racer TR160. Now, the reason I didn't want to do this, like, video and all that stuff is, like, you know what it is. It's the rig. You can look up photos if you want. You can look up assembly videos, other reviews if you want to. This is just going to be more so about my Trak Racer experience and my experience with the TR160 product. As you can see, we're being joined by the Nordschleife, the tourist section, so this is going to be kind of like a driving and chatting video. That's the way I thought I wanted to do this, and I thought it'd be the best way to kind of just drive and have a chat and talk about my experience. Before I get into this video, I'd like to say that Trak Racer have nothing to do with this video. I bought this like just all by myself. It's this is my product. This isn't like a review product, nothing like that. The reason I want to make the video is because, when I was researching the products, I found that there's a lot of negative comments about Trak Racer. Now, the thing is, there's a lot of positive comments out there, but, thing is, negative stuff broils up to the top. It's like insurance companies and their reviews. If you're happy with your insurance company, you're not going to go on Google and leave them a review, you know what I mean? You're just going to go drive your car. Similar to people who buy rigs, you know what I mean? Happy customers don't leave reviews, they race. They race their rig that they're really happy that they had, which is absolutely, that's their right, you know what I mean? They do what they want. But unhappy people's voices can be quite loud. And so they should be, you know what I mean? Because they need to be heard. But at the same time, I'd like to say that my experience with Trak Racer was absolutely impeccable. It was really, really good. So this video is going to be just talking you through like the purchasing process, the delivery process, the receiving process, let's say, and then the assembly process. And then it's kind of some tips and tricks I have along the way, which are kind of important if you're thinking about getting one of these rigs, or kind of any kind of aluminium profile rigs. So first things first is that the rig I used to have was too flexy. I used to break the wheel, used to go up, all this kind of stuff. There was no customization for the pedals whatsoever, which was getting really annoying. There was flex in the pedals, the whole shebang. So I knew it was coming one day that I was going to get a rig that I wanted to last a very, 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 very long time. You know what I mean? Like, I'd never have to replace it unless I got some kind of modular motion thingy that required its own rig, which I doubt I ever will. So I knew I wanted to buy once and buy right. So I looked everywhere, and there's a lot of really great companies out there. You got SimLab, but their stuff's super expensive, and it's just their accessories are kind of a bit lacking, or what they seem to be, so it's kind of just like, this might be other stuff out there, although I've heard it's pretty good. There's ASR, there's a lot of different companies out there that offer basically the same thing. It's an aluminium extrusion profile, whatever it's called, rig. No flex, strong, handy, modular. You can build on it like Lego. So when it came to price to performance, Trak Racer really stood out to me because they've a lot of reviews online, a lot of great reviews of people making them. A lot of people saying they're super happy with them. It was silly not to go with them. Just from my point of view, my needs and my kind of budget that I had in mind, it just made perfect sense. So I decided to go online, and I was looking between either the TR120 or the TR160. I knew I wanted a big beefy one. Again, buy once, cry once and all that, We are so dead. No, we're not. Fair. But yeah, so I got the TR160 in the end because it was like a small money difference between the 120 and 160, and I thought, bigger number must be better and all that. But it looked bigger, and I actually like the look of it. It's a bit more sleeker looking. Some of the other ones have a few different kind of designs, you could say, like the way they kind of jut out, which that's really down to personal preference. But what I've heard is the TR120 and 160 are pretty much like identical as far as it comes to flex, as in neither of them flex. So whatever you get in that regard, if you are looking, you're going to be super happy with it. What else is there? So yeah, I purchased the TR160 with some accessories. I like the fact they had loads of accessories. So I got the button box, tablet mount, I got the mouse thingy, mouse stand, keyboard tray on a swivel, because I like to sometimes edit videos in the rig, so I wanted it to be comfortable and kind of like a workstation sometimes. It's difficult to do, but it does work. That's what I went for. I went with the TR1 mount for the, what's it called? The wheelbase, and I went for also just the aluminium profile for the pedals, because I didn't want to use a tray, because I guess I have a tray. What would I call that? PTPTD. Post-traumatic pedal tray disorder. That's what I had. I just did not want any more pedal trays. I just wanted the bars. I did not want any flex, which from what I've heard, their pedal tray does not flex, but still, I just wanted aluminium everywhere. That was all. So I ordered it up, and this is where the first bit of trepidation came in for me, because I had looked at a lot of these reviews and I thought, okay, damn it. A lot of people saying that, it takes them a week or two or 3 or 4 or a month to get a shipping ID, or some kind of tracking number, or this kind of like this worry, and if you go on their Discord, there can be some unhappy customers there, and it doesn't really look like they're getting dealt with. Thing is, though, they get jumped on pretty quick by staff, so it does work out. And anytime I've had to contact support about anything or asking questions, they are very fast. They're really quick to respond, and if they don't get back to you, you go to the Discord with your kind of support number. It gets sorted out within 10 minutes, within a business day, obviously. So support-wise, it was all right, but I was still a bit worried about all this kind of chatter of, geez, sometimes they mess up orders, or boxes go missing, or you get the wrong parts and stuff like that, which, not to take away from anyone that has had that experience. Like, I'm sure, okay, if you've had it, you've had it. But for me personally, it was fine. I ordered it on a Thursday, got the order number on the order confirmation number or whatever on a Thursday. Next day, I got my tracking number. Later on that day, that parcel was actually handed into the company, the delivery company. And that was it. It was out for delivery, like within one day. And it got to me then in 4 business days. So I received, I believe, the next Thursday, which like was really impressive. It was 13 boxes, 12 boxes in one kind of cardboard pouch. I checked it with the delivery guy in his van because I went out to give him a hand with it because it was 90 kilos. So I didn't want to, be like, yeah, you do a few trips there. It wasn't going to be that mean. Or no, that's it. I had to move it into a van because I was going to my new location. We dead? No, we're not dead. But yeah, so I took the stuff and then I brought it back to my new place, and then I built it there. So that's like delivery and purchase went absolutely smoothly. From my experience, like 10 out of 10, can't fault it. Everything was fine. The packages were completely intact, all kept together. They were packaged very strongly, so that's thanks to Trak Racer. That's just their packaging was very good. So next up was the assembly process. So this is where some people's opinions and stuff differ or whatever, but in general, they're always almost the same. So once you get all the boxes, in my case, it was 13 boxes, 12 in an envelope kind of gig. Oh, we're not ready yet. It can be very intimidating, especially if you're not used to building things or fixing things or that kind of stuff, or dealing with or working with metal, which is fine. Not everyone's meant to do it, or not everyone has that experience or had someone showing them. There's no shame in not knowing what to do with all this stuff, or being intimidated by like nuts and bolts and kind of dealing with metal threads and stripping threads, or if you don't even know about strip threads, you know what I mean? Because if you strip the threads on this, it can leave you in a bit of a pickle, because you can start running out of bars very quick, and it's not like they send extra bars. They send a lot of extra parts like T-nuts and bolts. They don't send extra bars, so you kind of have to be careful and stuff like that. Make sure you're putting the bolt in perfectly straight and not just trying to force it in, but that's all trial and error. You figure out one way or another. So going back to my point is, yes, it's an intimidating build, but once you open the boxes, have a little panic, and then slowly gather yourself again, because I've never built one of these before. So even though I've done some pretty big projects, like I'm an electrician, so I've done like kind of panels and stuff like that, really, really big things that take weeks to do. This still was kind of like, okay, it's just boxes of black bars and bags of bolts, and there's no written instructions. But I found out then in an email I received, they actually send you an email saying, okay, while you're waiting on your order, check out the instructions. Which is nice, because it kind of breaks you into it. Did I do that? No, of course not. I just waited until I had the box. So I got the laptop out, opened it up, had the instructions ready, turned off screen display, and that's it. It was just away. You just start bit by bit by bit. Next thing you know, you have 4 bits of bars together forming a bit of a rectangle. It's standing by itself, and then you're adding stuff on, and it might take you half a day. It took me a full day with breaks. Might take you a week. But you just take your time, do it slowly. Get everything super tight, but not too tight, you know what I mean? You want every bolt on this to be, complementing the next one to make an absolute unit of a rig. That way, once it's all together, there's no second guesses being like, oh, I wish I did this tighter. I wish I took more time doing this. Take your time. Don't rush it. It's not something that can be rushed. It's very time consuming. They give good tools and stuff, so that's nice. But do take your time with it. One very important tip I would say, and this is kind of down to the packaging of the product or the manufacturing process, is that like when you take the bars out of the plastic, which they're wrapped in a really strong plastic to protect that really, really nice black kind of finish on them, and it does a great job of protecting them, there's still some metal flakes on it. And I'd be very hesitant about just starting to work with this without a vacuum cleaner there or a hoover. Just so we know, I'm going to call it a hoover. That's what we do in Ireland. That's it. And I call it aluminium as well. So just before the hate comes in there. But make sure you have a hoover or a vacuum cleaner on hand with the little brush attachment on the top. And you're going to need that for the whole process, start to finish. So like this isn't like a just at the start sort of thing, because you're going to open one box at a time, slowly but surely, getting through each box. You know, you'll open them all up, but you won't unpack them all straight away, because you'll need to look and be like, okay, I'm on this box now because the bars are only this long. But yeah, you take it out of the plastic and you hoover each bar individually. You go down all the channels, you go around all the surfaces, and then you go to each end, and then you hoover in there. Hopefully this should get rid of most of the metal flakes. But when you open up the package as well, it's kind of like some of the metal flakes are going to like fly, if you know what I mean, and kind of pop everywhere. When I say pop now, there's not like there's loads of them, but during the process of making this sort of stuff, there's always going to be small metal flakes. Could they clean it better? I'd like that. But was there an excessive amount of metal chippings and flakes? Absolutely not. It was really, really minute. But the reason I say it's a big deal is because I'm talking about it like to be all over, is because if you get metal in your eye, you're done. You are done. If you get it out straight away, fair play, that's nice. Probably needs to be done by a professional straight away. But if you don't get it out straight away and you put up with it, your eye will grow over it. It'll stay in your eye, and then a bit will kind of grow over it, and that's when the shit gets fucking real. Like, you know, you have to go to the hospital. They take it out, and they really, you know, extracting a metal flake from your eye when your eye is growing over it is about as fun as it sounds on the surface level. So you do not want that. Just be careful about touching your face when you're working with metal. Make sure you're constantly cleaning, checking the floor and stuff. You'll see little sparkles and stuff. You know, they're so small. Anyway, as I was saying before, I totally did not crash. Yeah, so just keep on top of that. Have a vacuum cleaner with you. Keep it with you. Make sure it's charged. It'll do you for the full thing with a full charge or whatever like that. Something portable, something handy. And make sure it has the brush feature. No, not again. And you'll be good to go. You just keep an eye and just keep cleaning. A few microfiber cloths do work a charm as well, but the vacuum is nice because it genuinely takes the metal out of the environment and just stores it for you, and then you can throw it away. So that's a pretty important tip. But yeah, so I set it up, and after rocking it for about a month now, I'm delighted with it. I'm absolutely delighted with it. I have had no, what's the word, buyer's remorse or regret about my purchase. If anything, I'd just do it again. I'd do it all over again. If I have any friends that ask me if they want to get a rig, I would recommend them to get the Trak Racer. You know, really, I've been super happy with it. Their support for me has been okay. Their instructions have been okay for me. Yo, we're going a bit sketch on this one. Everything's been fresh with it. So that's my experience with Trak Racer. Hopefully it's been helpful to some, or if you're not even looking to get a rig, I hope it was entertaining and just kind of letting you know my experience. But it is important that when you get products and you're happy with the experience, let the manufacturers know. Do drop a little review, because you know, I was impressed with the whole experience from start to finish. Yeah, but like I was saying, if even just one of my viewers is looking to get a Trak Racer thing or looking to buy a rig or something, and it's just kind of feeling out all the different brands and stuff, I hope this was a helpful video, let's say, to helping you guys formulate your own opinions about different companies and whatnot. Whoa, that's a big bang. I'm gonna have to get used to them all evening. But yeah, so that's Trak Racer. 10 out of 10. Couldn't be any happier with it. I'll try to do like another video in the future kind of talking about the rig and kind of different mods I'm going to do on it. I'd like to get the haptics soon for it and really do a proper test for you, but hopefully that can come in the future sometime soon. Can we make it? No, we're going to go this way. But yeah, anyway guys, that is my kind of review-ish of my Trak Racer experience. Hopefully it helped you. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and comment. Have you ever bought with Trak Racer yourself? Leave it down in the comments below. Maybe Trak Racer are watching, and maybe other people that are looking to buy are watching too. And I'm sure likewise, all the opinions are valued always. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.